Thank you very much, Your Excellencies, Royal Highnesses, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. As we take our seats, we welcome you to the presidential flag-off of the Wadi-B drilling campaign, the Wadi-B prospect chart basing here in the Tuba community of Jere local government area of Borno State, Nigeria. We once again acknowledge the presence of His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the Honorable Minister of Petroleum Resources. Your Excellency, we acknowledge your presence today. We're also joined, of course, by a host governor, His Excellency Professor Babagana Umar Zulum, CON, FNSC, MNI. Your Excellency, we acknowledge your presence. And of course, that of all other governors of states who are here represented, we acknowledge your presence. We acknowledge the presence of members of the National Assembly. We acknowledge the presence of distinguished senators, members of the House of Representatives, all of whom my colleague has very well acknowledged their presence at this event this morning. We acknowledge the presence of former governors, and indeed that of our chairman of the board of NNPC Limited, whom I have acknowledged earlier, the distinguished Senator Marjorie Chuba Karibu. Ma'am, we welcome you. We acknowledge, of course, the presence of our principal, the Group Chief Executive Officer of NNPC Limited, Dr. Mele Kolo Kiari, OFR, FNAPE. We're also joined today by the Commission Chief Executive Officer of Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, Engineer Gbenga Komolafe, FNSE. We welcome you. We welcome the Speaker of the Borno State House of Assembly, members of the State Executive Council. We welcome managing directors of companies who are here today represented, captains of industry, eminent sons and daughters of the Northeast and indeed of Borno State, distinguished guests, members of the Fourth Estate of the REM, ladies and gentlemen. As the reserves of the mature basins of the Niger Delta continues to deplete, and as Nigeria continues her march towards self-sufficiency in petroleum products, especially in the downstream, many thanks to what happened in Lagos yesterday and to the commendable effort of our GCEO and the management of NNPC in delivering value in the downstream sector. It becomes pertinent that the dreams of the lawmakers who put together the PIA in Section 4 is brought to fruition, and that is to see to it that basins, frontier basins across the country are indeed prospected and ultimately drilled to find oil, as we have done recently in Kolmani River 2, where we are currently pursuing an integrated project. Today is one of such happy days in the history of our industry and indeed of Borno State. I would assume that will be the Shehu of Borno. We acknowledge the presence or the arrival of the chairman of the Borno State Council of Traditional Rulers and the Shehu of Borno, His Eminence Alhaji Dr. Abubakar Ibn Omar Gabai Al-Amin Al-Kanami, CFR. Your Eminence, we welcome you. Thank you for your presence and for the leadership you provide to traditional rulers in Borno State and to the people of Borno State in general. We welcome you. Thank you very much. Photographers, please again take your positions. Thank you. Your Excellencies, Eminences, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my name is Richmond Osuji, and I have the honor and privilege for the next few short hours to direct this event as your master of ceremony. And to kickstart that particular assignment, I would want for us to please, with a resounding applause befitting a patriot, befitting one who is leading a team of committed Nigerians, who indeed is driving energy for today for us and energy for tomorrow. Welcome with me, Group Chief Executive Officer of NNPC Limited, Dr. Mele Kolo Kiari, OFR, FNAPE.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Your Excellency, Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Your Excellency, Professor Bahana Umar Azulum, the Executive Governor of Borno State, with whom we are all pleased and we're all proud, Your Highness, the Shehu of Borno, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and particularly let me just highlight Yashidim Kanama, Alliance Rao, Alliance Riu. Your Excellency, sir, I seek your kind permission to respectfully recognize our national leaders and other distinguished men and women that are here to witness the presidential commissioning of another milestone project of your transformative administration. It is therefore my honor and privilege to welcome you all, particularly Mr. President, and to recognize many other distinguished guests who are with us here, captains of industry, the Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Oil Regulatory Commission, the Chairman of Board of Directors of the NNPC, distinguished senators, members of the National Assembly, other members of the National Assembly, other members of the Borno State Executive Council, Speaker of the Borno State House of Assembly, Chairman of the APC in Borno State that I can see here, and very many other distinguished ladies and gentlemen. And may I permit me to end the protocols here and to assume that we're all duly respected. The theater commander, I can also see you there, and my colleagues in NNPC, very many distinguished people here, and it's my real honor and privilege to welcome you all here. And if I have left out anyone, not by intention, but certainly everyone here is important. And in our business, everybody is important in delivering what we do. So I recognize everyone in this place. Your Excellency, the remobilization of drilling rig to the Chad Basin for the first time since 1995 have indeed brought up a new situation for us. We stopped drilling here in 1995 because the successes were weak, because our findings were not commercial. And we understood very clearly that we need to understand the basin very well. We need to have a different approach to exploration activity in this basin. And that's why NNPC and our partner, the Eastward Department of Petroleum Resources and the current Nigerian Oil Regulatory Commission decided to embark on massive evaluation of all the tectonic basins in the country and all the frontier basins in the country. And of course, our findings have been useful. Our understanding of the rift system in Nigeria enabled us to have successful outcome in the Kolmani area. It also enabled us to mobilize to Nasarawa State. Now a drilling activity and engagement is going on. It also helped us to understand the Chad Basin, the geological setting in the Chad Basin, which is why we are back here. Now we are much more confident. We believe that this campaign will be successful, and that this campaign will take us to the ultimate objective, which is to increase the reserve of our country and also create opportunities around us. We believe that the time for oil and gas to vanish is still far away. We believe that the oil and gas will continue to be very principal in the determination of prosperity of our country, and of course, more especially providing energy security for our country. And this can't happen except you have access to the resources, you are able to convert them into value, and of course, a new approach to doing this as quickly as is practical, which is to do what we are doing now in the Kolmani area. Wherever we find new oil, we will consider the concept of integrated production and conversion so that value can be created very, very quickly. So that, of course, there's huge energy poverty across the world, more so in South African countries, and particularly so in our country here. We know for sure that 70% of our population don't have access to clean cooking fuel, and that is why you are seeing the effect of deforestation, which is most pronounced in this part of the country. And it is also clear and known to all that the Sahara Desert moves at least a kilometer southwards every year. And this can't be arrested if we don't find alternative sources of energy for the communities. And this is what the oil and gas will do. And this is what part of the efforts and the transformative actions of Mr. President has put on the table, which is to provide an alternative fuel for our communities and our people. And this is going concurrent to the activities that is going on to produce new oil, to produce new reserves. And ultimately, and at the end of the day, we will find out that prosperity will come closer to the people. would also create the necessary energy security that is required in our country. And that's why we're happy and we're very confident of the capacity of our team. And I must single them out this moment to say that, we're proud of our G&G scientists in our company. They have done well. They have found oil where others practically ran away. And today, we lead this regime of knowledge of the tectonic basins in our country and across Africa. And I'm very proud of them, and I congratulate them for doing a great work and for making this day happen. Finally, Excellency, we are also aware that we're operating in a theater that is difficult. And that's why I must also single out the men of the Nigerian Army and all other armed forces, Nigerian Navy, Air Force, and all the security agencies operating here, helping us and supporting us, giving us the confidence that we are safe here. And we believe this. And we can see this. And this didn't happen in a vacuum. Excellency, and the world must also recognize that the efforts of our governor is so material in bringing everlasting peace in this part of the country and leading to the event of today that I was telling my colleagues as we are moving into this place that 5 years ago, no one will dare come and sit in this place, not even start this journey. And Your Excellency, may Allah reward you abundantly. And this will all not happen except you have a leadership that supports you and a commitment from Mr. President. It's simply not possible to have this happen without the determination and the focus of Mr. President and all the enabling situation that he has created, resources, manpower, encouragement, and everything that needs to be done. And that is why we're all here. And it's a mission delivered for our country, for Mr. President, because today, sitting here, the cream of our society, agreeing to come to this location, without the action and activities of President Muhammadu, I don't think we'll all be here. And to be honest, we here now, I'm not speaking as the GC of NNPC, I'm talking as Aborigine of Borno, and I can say this with all confidence, that native Borno, native Kanuri, that I can tell you that we owe Mr. President utmost gratitude, and we can't pay him back. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, this is mission we will take to delivery. We are very committed, me and my team. It doesn't depend on military. It will work. This is a process. This process has value. And this value will be created for everyone, particularly for our people in this place. And I'd like to thank you for listening to me. And there's no better way of saying this than to say Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mele Kyari, OFR, for that speech and that commitment to delivering it. We're confident that it definitely would work. Mindful of the fact that the NNPC Limited, under your leadership, played a pivotal role in the passage of the PIA that I see authoritatively from feelers I got from senators in the red chambers. It will work, he said. Can we please give him one more round of applause? Indeed, it will. Before I bring up our next speaker, let me just say this. The last time we were in Nasarawa State, the driver who drove me there said to me, as we were going back to Abuja, he said, Oga, if people say you came for an oil discovery, I didn't see the oil from the ground until we finished staying there. And I said to him, it is more like building a house. You have to first of all clear the place, dig a foundation, and begin. So when you go for the foundation digging, you don't expect to see a house. So if you are here and you're thinking, you're expecting to see oil, not today, but sometime in the future, we will get to what is called first oil, and we'll be back to Borno State to celebrate. Can we give the NNPC Limited and the government of the state, thank you, the applause is fitting. Thank you very much. Onwards now, we'll go to a speech from the man who oversees the agency of government in the oil and gas industry, whose responsibility is not only to regulate, but also to bring value to our frontier basins. Please join me in welcoming the Commission Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum and Regulatory Commission for his address, Engineer Gbenga Komolafe, FNSE.
Your Excellency, President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, Your Excellency, the State Governor of Borno State, and Your Royal Majesty, the Sheriff of Borno, the Chairperson of NNPC Board, my very good friend and brother, the GCO of NNPC. All protocols are well observed. My brother has done the protocol, so I just stand here to adopt the protocol. And let me start. Like the GCO said, while we're coming here, we were having a conversation, and that conversation has to do with the security we now enjoy in Borno State. And in the process, it made me to understand that 5 years back, that we dare not come to this place this way. And I now said to him that that speaks to leadership, inclusion, and the effort of the state governor. So, Mr. Governor, I'm standing here equally as the Chief Executive of the Nigerian Upstream Regulatory Commission to celebrate with the people, the good people of Borno State for this event. Having said that, let me go to the regulatory address. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed my pleasure and honor to deliver this regulatory remark at this important event, marking the official spudding of Wadi-B appraiser exploratory well in OPL 732, located within the Shad Basin, covering Jere local government area of Borno State. This event also marks another milestone in the decades of hydrocarbon exploration, appraisal, and prospectivity studies of the inland frontier basins, and further underscores the effort of government is making in ensuring that requisite investments are made in frontier basin exploration in Nigeria. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in conveying this goodwill message, permit me to pay a glowing tribute to His Excellency, President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, for his commitment to mitigate energy poverty, create shared prosperity, and enthrone sustainable growth in the Nigerian economy. Let me also heartfully commend the commitments of the board and management of NNPC Limited, especially the effort of my dear brother, Mele Kyari, the GCO of NNPC Limited, and his team of professionals for their doggedness in maturing our hydrocarbon resources, most especially in the frontier basins. Ladies and gentlemen, this spudding ceremony cannot have come at a better time, especially given the recent global events that border on energy security and energy transition. We are all aware of the global call for transition from fossil fuel to cleaner and more sustainable sources of energy. But we have also seen how the world leaders have embraced the need to consider the right of nations to harness their energy resources for their developmental goals in attaining the right energy mix in multiple energy pathways for just transition. This is evident in recently concluded G7 Japan Summit 2003, held May 21st, that was just a few days ago, in consideration of the blueprint for various pathways towards resilient transitions, noting different national and regional circumstances. Nigeria, in our energy transition plan, has defined our energy transition pathways, highlighting the processes and activities to achieve our 2060 carbon neutrality target while also meeting the nation's needs. The Nigeria Energy Transition Plan recognized that in light of rapidly rising population, accelerated resources development is needed to ensure improved living conditions for millions of Nigerians. At the Commission, we have continued to play a leading role in the discourse around promoting a fair, inclusive, and equitable energy transition, enabling sustainable development of our oil and gas resources while providing regulatory support for the development of decarbonization technologies and adoption of emission abatement practices in our upstream oil and gas industry operations. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, one of the key regulatory focuses of the NUPRC is to grow our national reserves from the current 37 billion barrels of oil to 40 billion barrels of oil by 2020. Considering our 2030, considering the positive prospectivity results recorded so far in OPL 732 from previous exploratory activities, we are optimistic that through this appraisal drilling, the huge case prospective hydrocarbon resource estimated at about 943 million barrels of oil, initial oil in place, will be matured and migrated into proven reserves. We are therefore elated that the outcome of this appraisal drilling will significantly contribute to growth in our national oil reserves, facilitate sustainable domestic energy security, usher in wealth creation, and massive economic prosperity for the people of Borno State, as well as create sheer prosperity for the nation in general as we navigate through rapidly evolving energy landscape. Distinguished guests, let me at this point allude to the fact that this project aligned seamlessly with the objectives, spirit, and intent of the PIA that mandates the Commission to embark on the exploration of frontier basins in Nigeria and established Frontier Exploration Fund, which can be utilized to deploy world-class cutting-edge technologies to de-risk exploration in the frontier basins. Accordingly, the Commission has developed the Frontier Exploration Fund Administration Regulations, and I'm proud to say here that this regulation, the signing ceremony of this regulation will take place by the grace of God tomorrow when we get to Abuja. Yes, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude this address, I would like to express my delight once again about the implications of this special day. I have no doubt that NNPC Limited, being the Africa's largest energy company, will continue to deliver on its commitment to economic and social development, making energy available and accessible to oil and gas as we continue to position Nigeria to harness our abundant energy sources to achieve the right energy mix for sustainability of energy supply for the benefit of our growing population. Thank you very much.
From the pledge of the operator of the National Oil Company that this would happen, to the pledge of the regulator and enabler, pledging that everything required beginning tomorrow be put in place, you will agree with me that indeed this frontier basin is well on its way to first oil. Can we give our CCE another round of applause? According to research by experts, it is said that companies headed by women do more better than companies headed by men. I didn't say that. The research said so. And one of such women, truly, in her time leading a company, has seen many firsts, has seen many successes, and continues to do that. We're delighted now to have her address us and give us her own board's overview at this event. Welcome, Board Chairman of the NNPC Limited, the distinguished Senator Marjorie Chuba Okadibo.
Your Excellency, President Muhammadu Buhari, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces, to my host, my perfect tour guide, Governor Zulum of Borno State, Your Royal Highness, CCE, NUPRC, Engineer Komolafe, my dear GCO, today is indeed a proud day for you. Engineer Mele Kolo Chiari. I'm surprised you heard me say that. To the board and management of NNPC, what can I say? But very proud that today we are doing this here in Borno State. Mine is to congratulate the people of Borno State, to wish you the very best as we start today. When I woke up this morning, I knew it was going to be a good day. I'd never seen the sun as early as 5 a.m. I saw that today in Borno State. And then I had the privilege of driving with the governor and had a complete history of Borno State in the short drive from the government house to here. Thank you, Your Excellency, for that wonderful guide. Who else can we thank but Mr. President himself, who made it possible with the PIA? Of course, with the PIA, there are exciting times for us in Nigeria. We're exploring new frontiers, and today, Borno State is one of those new frontiers that we're exploring. We are going to do many more. NNPC is poised. When we took over as NNPC Limited, we promised Nigeria exciting times, and we have been doing that. We've been to Bauchi, we've done Nasarawa, today we are in Borno, and we're going to do more. So Nigeria, be ready, because we're going to give you that energy for today, energy for tomorrow, and energy for the future. Thank you, and God bless everyone.
Thank you so much, distinguished Senator Marjorie Chuba Okadibo, Chairman of the Board of NNPC Limited. I think another group of people that will be singing with joy are the people of this community, not just the state and not just indeed the region. Nigerians across the nation will sing, but the people here will sing the most. I was sharing with group's corporate communication office on our way here that when we went to Kolmani 2, I can tell for free, looking at the faces of those young men and women, that their lives has changed forever just by witnessing that occasion. Some of them will be inspired into working in the oil and gas industry. Some could be inspired into entrepreneurship in this industry. But what is important is a project like this improves the vision and the possibility mindset of young people. And that mind here today is going to be stretched, and we will have a future young people tomorrow who will do this state and this community even more proud. Can we give her another round of applause? Onwards to a cultural performance before we take the goodwill message from the Shehu. This cultural performance is Maliki dance. It is called. Is a special kind of dance that is presented by the people of Borno State on special occasions to celebrate special moments like this or turbaning ceremonies. And to perform the Maliki dance for us is the Borno State Cultural Troupe. Please, with a warm applause, let's welcome the Borno State Cultural Troupe. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Can we please give them a round of applause? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Please give them a round of applause. Thank you, the Borno State Cultural Troupe, their arts and culture. Thank you so very much. And that is performing the Maliki dance of the Kanuri people of Borno State. I have been told that this district where we are is occupied by the Kanuris and the Shuas. We've seen the dance from the Kanuris, the Maliki dance, as a way of expressing their profound gratitude to their visitors here today, and on the instruction of His Excellency, the Governor, the people here, the district head rather, has asked this next troupe to come and perform for not just your entertainment, but also a show of their appreciation. And this time, it is the Bandil dance from the Shwa people. Ladies and gentlemen, with a warm applause, let's please make welcome the Bandil dance. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now good day. Thank you. Give them a round of applause. Thank you very much. So if you're wondering why people come out as they dance, wonder no more. In the West, we'll have this instrument called the talking drum. It salutes and it calls people by their name. The flute they perform with here today is akin to the talking drum of the West. That flute was also calling names, and they're responding appreciation of their culture and the performance of the dancers. Let's please give them one more round of applause. Thank you very much. We have seen the appreciation by way of dance performance. We will now listen to the royal fathers who lead the people of the host communities, this time around covering the entire Borno state. He is the chairman of the Borno State Council of Traditional Rulers and the Shehu of Borno. Please welcome with me His Eminence Alhaji Dr. Abubakar Ibn Umar Gabai Al-Amin Al-Kanami, CFR, for his goodwill message. Let's put our hands together, please, for His Eminence as he makes his way to the podium.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على نبي الكريم. Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Umar Azilim, MNI, CON, Your Excellencies, here present, if any, members of the Borno State House Assembly, although we have senators here, honorable senators, that is, members of the National Assembly, honorable senators, members of House of Reps, honorable Speaker, honorable members of Borno State House Assembly, Group Managing Director, Mele Kyari, Your Royal Highness, the Chief Obama. The protocols are too much, so all other protocols duly and respectfully observed. Your Excellency, we are very grateful. This thing has now become a reality compared to previous times. All promises were made. We have been waiting, very eager to see something, but nothing is happening. But maybe this time, inshallah, we'll see the reality. You cannot compare Borno with other sister states. Borno has a very long history. Borno is an empire existing over 1,200 years without any interruptions. You cannot compare Borno to any other state, and this is reality and truth, and everybody knew about it. You see, if we are lucky to get this oil, we'll achieve in so many things, especially the derivation. Derivation means our statutory allocation will be improved, will be increased, will be compared to other sister states where they have oil. Anytime, every month when we're in the government, when we go for Federation Account meeting, those states with oil are always getting greater than other states where they don't have oil. So if we are lucky to get oil, definitely it will help the state a lot in so many things. Especially, you see, if you look at it, in terms of education, Borno is one of the backward states in terms of Western education. But once if this thing is become a reality, so many schools, universities will be built, secondary, tertiary, so many things, so many development here and there. So we'll keep on praying for the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to see that this thing has come into reality. We're also going to get job creation. You see, we have so many teaming youths with their degree certificate, diplomas, and other certificates roaming in the street without any job to do. But once, if this thing is come into reality, definitely so many youths will be employed in the federal, states, and other organizations. Road is also our major problem. You see, Borno is bordering 3 international countries of Niger, Chad, Cameroon. Our borders are very porous. There's no good road. So once if this thing becomes a reality, government will construct so many roads, especially to the border towns and within the township and the state at large. So we're also praying for that. Then in terms of also power supply, if you look at it, we're having a very serious problem of power supply in this state. Because I could remember, or I can vividly remember that out of these 27 local governments in Borno, about 10 local governments have no national grid, never connected to national grid, especially northern Borno and some part of Borno Central. So if this thing becomes a reality, the whole state is going to have electricity 24 hours all the time, inshallah. With regard to the issue of security, which people are always talking about, insecurity is not limited to Borno State alone. Almost everywhere. We know here we're having this problem of Boko Haram before, but now it has been controlled by the governor and the theater commander. You see, previously we have a problem of this insecurity. Insecurity is not only limited to Borno State, it's everywhere. Now here in the northeast, let us talk about insecurity. What of a little forward? Problem of vandalism, pipeline vandalism, problem of cattle stealing, problem of kidnapping, cattle stealing, so many communal clashes, so many things. So you cannot say that this project cannot be done anything because of insecurity. Insecurity are everywhere. So we are appealing to the government and all levels of government, honorable members of House of Rep, senators, and the Federal Executive Council, as well as His Excellency and his team, to see that this has come into reality. So in a nutshell, I also want to use this media to thank His Excellency, Mr. President Buhari, for all what he did to the people of Borno State. We know, before the coming of Mr. President, out of the 27 local governments in Borno, 70 local governments were under control of Boko Haram at that time. But when he came into power, the first thing he did was to transfer the military command and control headquarters from Abuja to Maiduguri, and key officers were sent to man the affairs of the state. They have done a wonderful job. Coupled with the work of our governor, no single local government is under control of Boko Haram as of now. We are grateful. Before the coming of Mr. President, we know even visitors are not visiting Borno simply because the airport itself has been vandalized by these useless people. But now, you see, the airport is operational. We are having visitors. Before the coming of Mr. President, the only available road we have at that time was from Maiduguri to Kano Road, as all other roads were besieged and taken over by Boko Haram. But look at now. All roads are, people are using all roads. We are getting visitors. We are traveling anytime, anywhere. So we thank to Mr. President for that. And again, when he came in, he gave appointments to sons and daughters of Borno, many of them, too much to count. Some of them include even the group managing director now. You see, many of them. So they are uncountable. I know them, but it's not good for me to keep on naming people. Some of them are deceased. We thank to Mr. President for that. Mr. President has done so many things to us. We are very grateful to him, and we wish him all the best. And we wish each and every one of you here, wish you all the best, Allah's guidance and protection. And may all of you also go back home safely. Thank you very much. These are my short address. Sorry for seeing the program now. I could have written so much, but I've just seen the program.
Thank you very much, Your Eminence. Thank you. Can we please give him another round of applause? Thank you very much. Your Eminence, I totally agree with you. Even in places like the US, there is insecurity. I have never gone to some parts of the US and spent 2 weeks where every other 2-3 days there's no case of kidnapping. But the beautiful thing about Borno is the insecurity is gradually becoming a thing of a permanent past. As the GCEO said, some 5 years ago, we would not have dared to be here today. We did not only dare, we are here because the insecurity challenges has been brought under control by His Excellency, Mr. President, the Governor, and the theater commanders. We thank all of you. Please give them all a round of applause one more time. It is often said that a leader is not a boss, because a leader will lead from the front. A leader would lead with love of the people in his or her heart. A leader will provide guidance. A leader will show true stewardship and great quality of leadership when guiding the people. This next speaker, even though he says he's not a politician, has become a role model politician for not just public office holders today, but for those in the future. He has taken his state, as many have said already today, from what it was a few years ago, even when he served as a commissioner reconstructing and restructuring the state, to now serving as the servant-in-chief. Please welcome with me His Excellency, Professor Babagana Umara Zulum, CON, FNSC MNI, the Executive Governor of Borno State.
The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Senator-elect Borno Central, Senator Kaka Shehu Lawan, Speaker Borno State House of Assembly, members of the National Assembly, Your Royal Highness, the Shehu of Borno, Your Royal Highness, the Shehu Obama, the Chairman of our great party, the Chief Executive, GCEO NNPC Limited, Malum Kolo Kari, Senator Margaret Chuba Okadigbo, who is the chairman of the NNPC Limited Board, Engineer Benga Konwo Fale, Commission Chief Executive NUFRC, the GCEO NNPC Limited Malum Mele Kolo Kari, members of the Borno State House of Assembly, members of the Borno State Executive Council, advisors, the theater commander, Commissioner for Police, the Director SS, Commandant Civil Defense Corps, other heads of security agencies that are here present, NNPC Energy Services head and other staff of NNPC that are here, distinguished invited guests, good afternoon. I'm profoundly delighted and warmly pleased to address you today on this epoch-making occasion of the plaque-up of Wadi-B drilling by Mr. President, here in Chad Basin, Tuba community of Jere local government area of Borno State by the NNPC, Nigeria Limited. This occasion underscores Mr. President's resolve to diversify the economy of the nation across the length and breadth of the country. This project being the second drilling project in the northeast after Bauchi Gombe, Kolmani Integrated Development Project that was recently plugged up by Mr. President, will no doubt impact positively on the socio-economic and political portion of the state and the entire region. Therefore, the project is quite commendable and shall no doubt stand the test of time, inshallah. Your Excellency, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, you may recall that President have initiated and completed several projects of significant benefit to the state, such as construction of mass housing estate, NNPC 50 mega power plant, provision of food and non-food support to our internally displaced persons. The President has shown strong commitment towards supplementing the state government's recovery and resettlement drive, which have spring up the process, hence the settlement of appreciable number of people to their respective places of abode. The entire people of Borno State remain appreciative to His Excellency President Buhari, GCFR, with uncommon support to the government and people of Borno State. I'm equally very appreciative to the chairperson of NNPC board, the chief executive of NUPRC, the MD, Nigerian Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, and indeed the entire staff of NNPC for your kind efforts and most needed contributions that led to the success of the 50 mega power plant and now oil prospecting, possible discovery and exploration here in the Wadi-B project to the glory of God. Oil prospecting, possible discovery and exploration in this part of the country will no doubt create job opportunities to thousands of our youths, thereby reducing unemployment in our state, which entails reduction in the insurgency, stimulating economic growth and development of our dear state and nation in general. Borno State, under my distinguished leadership, will provide the desired support to the NNPC energy services to carry out your job effectively. In collaboration with the Nigerian Army and indeed the paramilitary, we shall do everything possible within our reach to provide the needed security in this very important zone. And I'm committed to this noble objective. Today, I'm the most happiest person in Borno State, or I can say in the world, for me to witness oil exploration, oil prospecting in Borno State, while I am the Chief Executive Officer of the state. And inshallah, I'm optimistic that Borno State will become an oil-producing state during my tenure as the governor of the state. Let me once again use this opportunity to convey my deep appreciation to the entire members of the NNPC for their commitment, zeal, and courage to resume exploration of oil in this part of the country, despite serious complaint from many across the country as regards the security situation in Borno State. As His Royal Highness has said, security problems are all over the country, but Borno State is more safer now than many states in Nigeria. This will never be feasible without the support of the Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and indeed the gentlemen that are sitting behind us. And therefore, I must commend the Nigerian Army. I must commend the Nigerian Police, DSS, and other security services in the state for providing the enabling environment for the state government to carry out its functions effectively. Not the least today, even our coming here will never be feasible without their support. And therefore, we shall continue to partner with you with a view to bringing back lasting peace and stability to our dear state. To my brothers and sisters in the NNPC Energy Services Limited, please be comfortable. Our doors are open to host you. Borno State is well known for our hospitality, and we shall remain hospitable to you.